Hi Capricorn, welcome to your weekly love reading. Let's see what's going to happen for you this week in terms of love. So this person feels as though there's unfinished business between you both because there's the World in reverse. We also have the Four of Wands, Strength in reverse, the Ten of Wands and the Six of Swords. So there's just this overall feeling that this person has that it's not all said and done between you both. They feel that there is supposed to be a future that you share together, and what they are sensing, what they are picking up is the soul contract. Like before you incarnated into this lifetime, there was major lessons to do with overcoming fear, is what I'm feeling, and coming into courageousness and strength to be able to move this connection forward, to be able to be one's true self kind of thing. So this person may be struggling a little bit at this time, or this is what they've been going through, not being able to be ready right now in order to come forward into a harmonious relationship with you. But there's definitely a major shift here with the Six of Swords that's moving out of adversity into a brighter, more harmonious future. So the Four of Wands, what this person wants is for you to be in a happy, balanced relationship with each other. This is often known as the twin flame card because it looks like 1111. It's also the marriage card. You may have this divine marriage. You may be the divine masculine and the feminine. I also see this card as a gateway into, it's like, I always see it as a checkpoint on your soul's journey. You're both going to be stepping through this new beginning together, or there's some kind of stability that this person wants, and I do feel that stability is going to be entering this connection very soon. But yeah, they are kind of struggling with something. There's the Ten of Wands here as well, but it is positive that it's a 10 because it means that it's soon going to be the ending of that difficult cycle, so that they can be free of these burdens, this heavy weight on their shoulders, so that they can have that new beginning with you, be their true selves. Let go of emotional burdens or whatever it is that's been holding them back. I'm noticing the moon on this card, so this is shadow work, illuminations, something that this person couldn't see clearly, and they are shifting and healing, and that is what is bringing your connection into more harmony. They want to heal your connection. They want things to be of this strength. The Strength card, it can be some aspect of them that they need to tame. So it could be they need to tame their negative thoughts. They need to become more mindful in terms of becoming aware of what their self-destructive thoughts may be. I'm just going to pause the video because it's not focusing. Okay, so let's pull out some clarifying cards. All of the clarifying message cards today are my own creation. So how do they feel about you at this time? What's going on? Yeah, there is something they are struggling with. There's the Eight of Swords. It's too difficult for me to come forward at this time. So yeah, wow, this is what I was picking up on, saying that there's something about themselves they need to tame. It's their thoughts, because swords are about the mind and perception. There's something that's making them feel stuck. It could be self-esteem issues, or they're lacking in body confidence, or anything. They may not feel intelligent enough for you. You know, it's like they're comparing themselves to you in some kind of self-destructive way. Or there's definitely something that they're trying to end, some kind of cycle they're trying to end, but they're struggling to. I'm totally heartbroken, the Three of Swords. So yeah, this could be that they're carrying around a heavy heart. They may have some really negative stories that they've attached to certain circumstances that have happened in their life, that have kind of beaten themselves up in some kind of way. They feel heartbroken if you're in a separation. They're wondering why things have to be so complicated. If this is a twin flame connection, then there will be awakening, learning, healing to be achieved before you can come into harmonious union. I wouldn't recommend like waiting around for that or putting all your eggs in the twin flame basket either, because you need to keep living your life. Union may occur in this lifetime, but it may be in a different lifetime or even on a different dimension. I'm hearing the calling. This is really, really positive. This is the Judgment card. So yeah, this person has been going through a spiritual awakening or a deep realization. They may have had time and space to see things much more clearly, and so now they are following this spiritual path. They're following the guidance that they are feeling in their intuition. They may be communicating with spirit, whether they're consciously aware of that or not. Okay, so what may have led to a separation was they were confused whether they should invest in the connection or not. This can also mean that you are no longer so sure about this person. You're no longer putting all your eggs in this basket. So maybe it is you moving on. In the traditional Rider-Waite tarot, it shows a man, a woman and a child going forward in this little boat here, but in this card it shows just the divine feminine. So I feel that's a good thing, you know, that you aren't putting all your eggs in this basket, because like I said, you need to be in the present moment. You need to do what is right for you in this present moment. Wow, so the Four of Wands has come out again. I want to marry you. So this person, they feel that you are the one for them. You may be more in a surrendered place than what you were in the past, and that major shift that has occurred within you has spurred this person on to transform within themselves. And yeah, this is really saying they want that tangible stability, they want that commitment, they want to marry you, they want to end up with you, because they feel like it's destined with that World in reverse. It's unfinished business. Their world's been turned upside down without you in it, and that's why they're totally heartbroken. I want you, so I'm coming to get you. This is the King of Wands. So yeah, they're going to be taking action. They're going to be reaching out. They're going to prove themselves to you. They're doing the healing work. They're doing whatever needs to be done in order to be able to meet you halfway or take the initiative. Yeah. So with that Strength in reverse, it really corresponds with this card here. I feel insecure around you. So yeah, self-esteem issues in some kind of way. Overactive thinking in self-destructive ways. So let's pull out some more messages cards. Again, all of the message cards in today's reading are my own creation. We're going to start off with the Our Eternal Love cards, followed by the I Love You to the Moon and Back cards, and then we'll look at the messages from the Divine Masculine deck before pulling messages out of the bag and looking at the divination dice and the charms. So what's this person thinking and feeling about you right now? Okay. I was wearing a mask to keep you in my life. I didn't realize it was actually keeping us apart. So yeah, this person definitely has self-esteem issues. They felt insecure around you. So they may have felt as though they needed to keep their distance from you in order to keep up some kind of pretense, wear some kind of mask to try and be what they thought you wanted or needed them to be, because they couldn't be there for you in the way that you needed at the time. So maybe they tried to fake it, or they tried to just stay mysterious and at a distance so that you would kind of keep holding on to them, maybe. So some of you would keep chasing this person. Yeah. I just feel so intimidated by our connection. So you have a really powerful connection. You could well be twin flames. So that involves an entire ego death, transformation, awakening, and it's a very difficult and often quite a long process, but it needs to be like a thorough process so that you can come back into harmony with each other. So yeah, this person has felt very intimidated because it's triggered the ego, and you know, whatever I say about this person, it can apply to you as well. Most likely will when it comes to awakening. Okay, so you've shed past lives together. Past life karma is causing a deep rejection fear that I'm not even consciously aware of. So there may be a dynamic that's playing out between you both. Maybe it's been a runner-chaser dynamic. You've both felt rejected by each other or abandoned by each other in certain ways and in different ways in different past lives. And so there's this subconscious fear of the rejection and the abandonment in this lifetime. And it's on a subconscious level, and so, you know, it's often, but not always, the divine feminine energy that's kind of like the chaser. They fear rejection, so they try to grab a hold of the person, the divine masculine, and try and seek that validation on the outside. Often the divine masculine keeps their distance because they feel some sort of shame about themselves deep within, or they struggle to express their emotions because they feel that's not a very masculine quality, perhaps. And so they're afraid of being vulnerable and open in case they are rejected. Because, you know, in this day and age, we are kind of taught men should be this certain way and women should be another certain way, and it's constantly changing. This lifetime is only one mission in many. We are a team and will reconnect in our homeland. So again, this is saying that you have a soul contract. You meet in many different lifetimes with your twin flame, and you have different lessons to learn, different growth to achieve as individuals through your collective unity, through your connection, because you're mirrors of each other. And so this is saying that, you know, you may not reconnect fully in the 3D in this lifetime, because I know it sounds disappointing, but it isn't the main goal to be in a physical union with your twin flame. It's more about the soul growth, the soul lessons. And so for some, this may say that you will reconnect in your homeland, which I feel is like a different dimension, and you will share many lives together in the future as well. Obviously there is a possibility that you could have a physical union, because there is the card I want to marry you here. But again, it's really important that you don't become so attached to that, because that attachment creates a lot of fear, a lot of pain, feelings of rejection, and you know, that's mainly the lessons that you're needing to learn to heal and release. Surrender. You and I are like a ball of wool. You're one end of the string and I the other, but we're a tangled mess. So again, this is my twin flame analogy card. It's like the divine masculine. You're both the same piece of string. The divine masculine energy is one end of the string and the divine feminine the other, but in the middle it's a tangled mess. This represents the karma that you need to heal and release. And you know, this doesn't have to be you've got to slog away at things, you've got to really sacrifice, and everything's got to be this struggle, uphill struggle, you know. That's like a story we tell ourselves about awakening. Yeah, it isn't a walk in the park sometimes, but you know, if everything seems like an uphill struggle, then something's amiss. You know, there needs to be basically being present in the present moment, trying to connect with your true consciousness, your infinite soul self, and then for the most part, a lot of other things, a lot of other awakening will fall into place. This person really misses you. I miss what we had in the past. I often reminisce about those times. So yeah, they're thinking about you a lot. They may be dreaming about you a lot. Maybe even having sleepless nights or waking up in the middle of the night and then they can't get back to sleep because they're thinking about you so much. So let's look into the I love you to the moon and back cards. What they're thinking and feeling about you at this time. Let's just pick that one up. I hope it doesn't mess up the tripod. Okay. Yeah, the real me might disappoint your fantasy. So yeah, they were definitely wearing a mask. They felt like they weren't good enough being their true self, but because they hadn't fully reconnected with their soul truth, their infinite self. They were instead believing that they were the ego identity, which is a collection of I am my job, I am my achievements, I am my failures, I am what other people think of me, and you know, a lot of negative self-talk, a lot of negative stories. So this person needed to really reconnect with their true self and find that self-love within, knowing that they're already perfect. That nearly fell on the ground as well. I love how you make me feel like $1 million. I don't want to get close, shatter your dreams and lose your adoration. So there was a part of them that believed that you were only kind of chasing them, or you were only like in love or infatuated by this mask that they were wearing, or you were loving parts of themselves that they didn't even recognize within themselves or love about themselves. And so they were trying to exaggerate those parts of themselves, and maybe it was a bit over the top, and that exaggeration started to get them not being truly authentic. They were going over the top. We're trying to impress you in some kind of way to try and hold on to you. They thought that their true self was like mediocre at best, perhaps. It's not just down to my free will. Okay, so this is a message saying that many of you may believe that it's just a matter of this person taking action, reaching out, making it happen, and then you'll be together. But this is saying that isn't true. It's about the energetic dynamic. We cannot have a union with our twin flame if we haven't fully united with ourselves. And when we unite with ourselves, we automatically know our worth. We have awakened. You know, we don't have to be perfect in any of this, but we need to get to some kind of advanced stage. I keep my distance, so you stay holding on to me. So there's a lot of messages here about them keeping you at arm's length because of a fear, basically, that if you got too close, you'd see that they weren't ready, basically. And they were afraid. Spirit is saying to me they were afraid of getting too close to you because they could see that you weren't ready, or their subconscious knew that you weren't ready either, and so that might, you know, mess things up as well. You were so nice and trying to make up for my flaws by doing all of the work. You were enabling me to avoid my healing. Okay, so there may have been an element of you over-giving and trying to help this person to heal, trying to help them transform and change. It may have like caused you to be distracted and not see what you needed to heal within yourself as much. But basically this person needed to do their own healing work They needed to find that strength within themselves. There was the strength card in reverse. So again, maybe you were trying to give them that strength, but they didn't feel it within themselves. And if you have gone through a separation, it is because it's part of your soul contract for you both to find that strength, create that strength within yourselves as individuals. So, messages from the Divine Masculine cards. Things will change very soon. So yeah, positive transformation. Blue is the throat chakra. So they'll be communicating. You mean the world to me, and the world card did come up in reverse. So their world has been turned upside down when you're not in it. Their world, their old world, the way they perceive themselves and love, relationships, the world around them, that was thrown into turmoil as well, because basically this connection triggered an ego death, which, yeah, it is very scary. A lot of things have to go from the past that no longer resonate. I'm always thinking about you. So yeah, that's come out again. They can't stop thinking about you. I'm letting go of the past. So yeah, when the ego death occurs, we no longer resonate with the things that the false self identified with so much, and so they're letting go of those things. There may have been a time where they're trying to hold on dearly to their past or the ego basically, and it would have been on a subconscious level. I'm scared of losing you. So yeah, they are fearful. At the bottom of the deck we have I'm taking a chance, because they are afraid of losing you if they don't. But it's a struggle for this person, because I feel like you're waiting for them to make a move, take a chance, reach out. But again, you know, they may not fully be ready, you may not be fully ready, but they feel like you're looking at your watch kind of thing. Sorry, it's been a while since I've done a reading, so I'm trying to think what to do next. Let's pull some messages out of the bag next. Impossible. So yeah, they struggled because they felt like it was impossible to overcome the difficulties or all these complications, or there may have been this story or this belief about needing to be perfect before a reunion can occur. So they may have got very disheartened at some point in your connection. Heaven on earth. So yeah, this connection is the mirror that awakens you both to your true soul selves, your eternal selves, and it feels like absolute heaven on earth between you, because you just recognize each other on such a deep, unconditionally loving place. Have so many memories in your subconscious from past lives. Yeah, this person is definitely overthinking, and it's very self-destructive. Trust issues. Okay, so I feel like this person didn't trust your feelings for them. They felt like you would only be infatuated with them if they put on that mask, or gave you some kind of false promises, or made out they're more ready than what they were, kind of thing. Astral connection. So you have a multi-dimensional connection. You're telepathic with each other. This person may have felt much more comfortable connecting on the astral plane, where there was less likelihood of rejection. Okay, so let's look at the divination dice next. The treasure chest that's being opened. So yeah, I feel like a new door is opening, a new beginning is happening, and it's going to be so amazing. They see you as a treasure. this is like awakening to the true self and realizing your worth as individuals as well. Finding the treasure as well. It's like the treasure map. And you know, all those films and stories of the trials and tribulations in order to try and find the gold kind of thing. Ace of Swords, this is clarity, taking action, victory, communication, seeing clearly, positive thought patterns or healthy thought patterns, cutting the ties to the old. This one comes out a lot. A lot of people say this looks like a germ. It could be what's going on, or a virus, or what's going on in the world right now. Could be creating fear, because that's overthinking as well. So some sort of fear to do with that. So yeah, this reminds me of the Eight of Swords card which came out. This is, they believe that they're stuck in some kind of way, but they are going to be freeing themselves with that Ace of Swords as well. Could be that they're in a karmic relationship with someone else. The Cactus. So yeah, this person has grown up and lived in very harsh conditions, emotionally, mentally. They may have gone through some kind of abuse. There may have been a drought when it comes to love, and so they learnt to protect themselves and survive by growing these spines. So if you got too close to them, maybe you got hurt by them. So let's look at the charms. Yeah, look, we have another cactus here. This could be that you're mirroring each other. Maybe you both learnt how to have defenses up because of harsh conditions. Maybe you both had parents that were emotionally unavailable or emotionally cold kind of thing. So self-protective barriers were created. But this is the Wheel of Fortune, the ship's helm. This is moving in a positive new direction. It reminds me of the treasure as well. Storms don't last forever. So yeah, there's been difficulties, but with the rainbow here, it's like the energetic healing is occurring. Could be there was a tower moment, and then there's a new dawn, the new day, the new sunrise. Could be to do with pride as well. Yeah, there's a healing within you both. There was heartbreak. The umbrella always reminds me of the Three of Swords, because the Three of Swords shows the rain, the clouds, and obviously that's the heartbreak card. But this umbrella's been put away now, so it's like healing is occurring. Awakening was achieved through that pain. You know, awareness, awakening, consciousness, coming out of adversity. So yeah, some kind of major shift has happened. There's the heart key with the lock, and it's like unlocking the heart, opening up the heart, but it's like your hearts were both kind of locked away. So this person may be achieving a lot of financial abundance as well, because there's the treasure chest and now there's money. Maybe money issues they were embarrassed about, or they felt like they wanted to get that in order before they came forward. Butterfly is transformation. The struggles that the butterfly goes through in the cocoon before having the strength to fly free. The sugar skull also can be to do with Mexico, but also it's the death card, the transformation card. Again, the ending of the old, beginning of the new. This is an unconditional love that you share, an infinite bond with that ribbon as well, connecting your hearts Thank you so much for joining me here. I really do appreciate it. Take care. Bye.